Hey, good morning, good afternoon, whatever you want to call it. We're getting started here. We're moving on to lesson two, measures of center, statistical data. You started yesterday. I was not here. I believe you started with statistical um, questions and groupings and so on. So, anyway, good lesson. You are going to need a calculator today. I'll probably be using my phone. Because of the buttons. So you use whatever you want. All right, let's get started here. A measure center is a way of summarizing the data by providing a central point of data. The mean is a measure of center in which the average, all right, of the data is taken. Okay, the mean is generally what we use for your grade. Finding the sum, we're going to find the sum first. We're going to add them all up. Then we're going to divide, all right? And the mean can be thought of as determining a fair share. Fair share. So if I have five numbers, I'm going to add them up and get a sum, and then I'm going to divide the total, that sum, by five, the total number of data points in the set. Okay? All right. So let's take a look at determine the number of gumballs in each machine. Move the gumballs around to create an equal number of gumballs in each machine. And what is the fair share? So if I were to count all of the gumballs here, I'm going to end up with 11. If I count here, I'm going to end up with 5. If I count here, 2, 4, 6, and I believe that's 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah. Yep. So understanding your mean. So we're going to move a couple around here to make sure that they all have a fair share or an equal number. So if I take 3 away from this, all right, I would have 8. This would be 8, and that's already 8. So that gives us a fair share, right? All right. So next problem up. Next problem says, all right, it says the list below shows the shoe sizes for 8 students in Mr. P's class. We're going to add them up and then divide by the total number in a set. Pause the video and do numbers 1 and 2. So if you want to do numbers 1 and 2 with me, don't pause it. 13 plus 12 plus 9.5 and down the line, folks, right? 12 plus 11 plus 12 plus 8. The sum is 88. I added all those up and got 88. Now, I'm going to count the number of data values: 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 88 divided by 8, well, that's pretty easy, is 11. So what this tells us is 11 is a good representation of this data set, right? Next one up. Do the same, write your sum, and let's go. 27 plus 52 plus 60 plus 41 plus 33 plus 38 plus 42 plus 57. And then there's a 72. Oh, I made a mistake. So now I've got to start all over. So I know I'm going to get a sum of 50. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take 50 and divide it by the number of data values: 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 50 divided by 10 is 5. 5 is a good number um, that would represent this data set. I don't think I counted right here, so let me look again here. I think I've made a mistake here. My sum is not 50. I looked at the wrong answer. So let's go back. All right, I messed up on my calculator and I looked at the answer sheet and it looked at the wrong one. The data values, the sum is 490. 490. Now we're going to take that and divide it by 10. We're just going to move this decimal point over to the right and get 49. Okay. So 49 represents that data set. I made a mistake, but I saw 5 and 5. There wasn't even a number close to 5, so I knew I had made a mistake, which happens. Okay, next up, we have a function table. These are confusing because we have to be careful with them. All right, so let's go. The following data represents the number of times the phone rings a caller's contact link home cable service. All right, so we at the number of rings at 4 is 2. Okay, so there's 2 times it happens. So I'm going to write that down twice. There's 1 5. All right, there's 2 6s, and I'm getting those numbers here. There's no 7s. I'm not going to write any 7s down. There's 2 8s, okay, and there's 1 9. So now we're going to add these up. Add these up. So here we go. 8 plus 5 plus 12 plus 16 plus 9 is 4. I missed one. Let's try that again. It's 50, it says, so let's try it again. 8 plus 5 plus 12 plus 16 plus 9 is 50. Yep. So I make mistakes with this calculator all the time. I hit the wrong button, and that's what happened. So the number of data values in this set is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 50 divided by 8, and I'm just going to hit divided by 8, and I'm going to get a quotient, a mean of 6 and 25 hundredths. So that is a good number. Look where that would fit, about right in there if we looked at this, okay? And we're going to start talking about deviation, spread of data, and variation later, and you'll understand what those terms mean down the line here, okay? Good start. Let's flip the page to the second piece. All right. So there we have it. All right. So we have a couple other measures of center, and the median is one. The median is a measure of center in which the middle of the data is determined. So what we have to do here is we have to order the data from least to greatest, small to big. And then we're going to determine the middle number, right? Now, if there's more than one middle number, because we have an even number in the data set, all right, then we're going to find the average of those two numbers, or the mean, Okay, all right, so let's get after this one. So the next one here is a data set. The first thing you have to do when you're looking for the median is you have to organize the numbers from least to greatest. So I got a couple zeros here. 0 and 0. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 ones. So all I'm going is least to greatest, and I'm crossing them off as I go. Next up will be a 2 and a 2 and a 3. So now we're going to find the middle number, right? And a lot of people just cross them off. 2 and a 0, 1 and a 2, 1 and a 1, and clearly 1 is my middle number. So the median is 1. All right, so this 1 would represent the middle of the data set. Let's go again with number 5. Least to greatest. The following data set represents the number of inches of snowfall within a 2-week period. So, oh my, let's count these zeros. 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So let's get those organized. And I have a 1 and a 1. And I have a 1.5. How many 2's do I have? 1, 2. And I'll pause at the end so you can check your work with mine. How many 3's? I got a 3. That's a 3.5. So that's actually going to be next. And I have a 6 and an 8. Make sure that you cross these off when you do it. And then what I want you to do when you get into a bigger data set or even a smaller one is count your values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm good. So now, okay, we're going to find the middle number. So, I'm going to cross them off just like I did. 6 and 0, 0 and 5, 3.5 that is, 0 and 3, 0 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 1. Oh, I have two numbers in the middle. So this is a unique scenario, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is add those two numbers up, and I'm going to find the average of those two. So I'm going to say 1 plus 1.5 is 2.5. And then I'm going to divide that by 2. And if you wanted to see it, all right, we can do that real quick. 2.5 and divide that by 2, and we get 1.25. So that is actually 1.25 is actually our median, the middle number. We didn't have a true number, so I added those two up and divided it by 2. Okay, good stuff. We're rolling along. Okay, we're about 10, 12 minutes into this video. So let's take a look at Roanoke Middle School is holding a walkathon, and the top 5 finishers are shown. Okay, they want us to find the mean and the median. Okay, well, let's start with the mean. Let's add these up and divide it by 5, right? And I'm going to use my calculator. Okay, so, and if you want to pause, go ahead. Plus 33 plus 32 plus 30 equals, oops, I think I made a mistake. Sometimes I catch it and other times I don't, right? It's 32 plus 30. All right, so that's 163. Okay, and you'll see it there. And I'm going to divide that by 5. All right, and when I divide that by 5, I get 32 and 6/10. So the median is 32 and 6/10. The mean, the mean is 32 and 6/10. The median, I have to get organized from least to greatest. So let's go with 30, 32, 33, 33, and 35. So now I'm looking for that middle number, and there it is, 33. Okay? And we'll talk about which one of these is more accurate in certain situations when we talk about variability. Are the mean and the median close to the same value or very different from one another? And what does this tell you? I guess we're going to talk about it now, right? The median and median are very close because they're related, because there is little variability between the data points. This word of variability, all right, the word of variability means spread of the data. The spread is 30 to 35. So there's only a spread of 5 numbers here. All right, so that's what it is. So they are close. They are close, all right, because we have low variability, variability. And I'm going to write spread so you know that, right? That's what that means. And we could even draw an arrow to that. Okay. All right. Last one. Good lesson. Mrs. McConnell states that the number of cards below have a mean of 12. Okay. What number is missing? Okay, so this is kind of an equation, all right? So we're going to have a mean of 12. So some number, all right, some number divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 12. Is 12, right? Some number. So when we look at this, all right, we know that these have to add up to something. So if I multiply these two by 6, I'm going to get x equals 6 times 2 is 12. Carry the 1. And that's 72. Well, the number is not 72. You have to remember, these all added up will equal 72. So what I'm going to do is add these 4 numbers up, or 5, excuse me, and I'm going to subtract that from 72. So watch what I do. Okay, I'm going to grab my calculator. You can kind of see it off to the side here. Okay, so let's add these up. 7 plus 16, sorry. See, that's what happens sometimes. 12 plus 10 plus 11 equals 56. So I'm going to subtract 56 from that. And I'll pull it down here a little bit so you can see it. So 72 minus 56 is 16, right? So this is the number missing, 16. And if I wanted to check, which I should add these up and I should divide by 6. And if I do that, I should get 12. So let's try it. You ready? So 7 plus 16 plus 12 plus 10 plus 11 plus another 16 equals 72. And I'm going to divide that by 6, and I do get 12. And that's what I wanted to do, and it's important to check. Okay, good stuff. Good lesson. Homework's here. Okay, show your work. I want to see it. All right, just show me the sum. Use your calculator, but show those things, okay? And then try and fill this out below. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you when I see you.